Hello and welcome to our last video regarding to the introduction of 2D animation with Adobe Animate. During this exercise, I will create a scenario. So I'm already creating a tree to use as an example for some initial concepts. This last video, I want to cover Parallaxing Effect that is used to give a 3D effect on our scenarios. So in real life, if you imagine yourself at a train looking through the window, you see that things that are close to you move faster than those that are further away. So Parallaxing Effect is creating that illusion by giving different speed to different layers of our scenario. So I'm here creating a tree, picking up some colors. So this is the trunk, and I will also create some more details. So I will put a tree here, and let's add a new layer to create another tree but smaller, so it will look like it's further away, and applied some white tint so it has the illusion that is fading with the color of the environment, that in this case is white. And for example, in 50 frames, they have to move at different speeds, so we can create this illusion of the one in the front is closer to us. And if there's another one even further, will be even slower. And this is my parallaxing effect. But here, distance is different and the timing is the same. Right? The time is the same for all, but the space is different. So if I want to make an infinite scrolling scenario, I will have to make different timing for different layers that will scroll in the same space. So that's what we are going to do. We are creating a scenario. I will remove this tree. I will create a scenario. I can have like a still scene first, and for this still scene, we will just make a sky with a gradient, for example. I don't need the stroke. Instead of being this color, I will change the color, but I would like to have that color as background. And now I will change my gradient like that. I'll convert into a symbol. Static scene, and inside my static scene I will create some mountains. This is my sky, so the mountains are So to apply a tint effect here, I will convert into a symbol. I can also have a sun, and I will actually also convert it to a symbol, because you can also add some new layers here and animate them. And if you want to add some kind of stars with different sizes, so this could be our static scenario. You can make it animating like the sun and the stars blinking, but this scenario will not be scrolling. The one that will be scrolling would be something like, for example, let's first create the middle scenario, and this middle scenario will have some trees and the ground. These three elements, I will convert them into the symbol that will be my middle scene. What I will need to have here, it's another movie clip, because it will be here that I will actually be scrolling. So I will again convert it into a symbol, middle scene scrolling. And here is where I will be scrolling and making a classic twin. And here, finally, I have my ground. So I will add here the trees. I can add more, and I can have like slightly different sizes and apply some brightness so it will be a bit darker. And in order to make this scenario scrolling, I need to have it twice, and I will not see when do they start and when do they end. So let's suppose that this scenario will need 200 frames for scrolling. I will create a keyframe in 200, and now I will overlap. I can see with some transparency the elements behind, so I can see what was the position before. And let's see, 200 frames, so I will also extend my scene 1 until 200. And there we go, we have here our scenario scrolling. Let's add a character as well so we can see these all together. So my character will be here. I already have a character animated that I did before with Spriter. I will import to library because I exported a sequence of images, as you can see here. I will drag them all. Okay, they are all together. I will convert it into a symbol. This is my Viking. I will enter here. I will select all of them and I will distribute to keyframes. And I will remove the first one. And what I have here is this, okay? It's animating is too fast and the order is not okay. I have to adjust the order of our keyframes. So let's do that. At this position, this should be my position 0, 0, then the first frame, the second, and so on. Six and 7. And now I'll add a frame so it will be a little bit slower. Okay, let's see. Okay, so I have here my character. I'll place it here. I will preview. Okay, this animation is too fast. I need more time. So instead of 200, I will drag this into 300 or 300 and something, like 380. Okay, now it's better. Let's create the front layer. The process is always the same. Create a layer, front scene. I will create here some bushes, and my bushes will also be that color. And I will convert it into a symbol. And this will be part, so this is a bush, but I'm not already creating the movie clip bush. First, I need my front scene, because I will need to have this. And here will be my scrolling movie clip, right? So again, convert it into symbol. So this is my front scene scrolling. And this will be my scrolling timeline. And finally, here would be where I will mount my scene, and I can convert it into a movie clip. That will be my bush. And here I can add also those seeds that I created for the trees. And I will also create a very simple flower. And I can also create a little plant. What I want to show you is the way that you can simplify shapes. So for example, this can be my plant and it looks a bit awkward, but let's extend here the tips. And then, because this is too complex, I will simplify it by smoothing it. And now let's repeat this. I will transform it, and I will change the positions probably a bit. And the same thing, we will repeat it, so we can scrolling it and make it coincident in the moment when it starts and ends. So this should be faster than the other. The other layer has 380, right? So this first one can be maybe 120. And because it helps me seeing the outlines, it can be faster actually. So let's make it faster, because it depends on your character. So I will go with 900 and remove these frames. Yeah, it's better. So let's create now the last layer. The last layer will be the back scene. I will make some mountains. So this, I will make it black, because I will then apply the tint. So this is quite far from where we are right now. And an important thing now is to be sure that it starts and ends at the same positions. So let's convert this into a symbol and work there. So this is my back scene. And once again, inside here, this would be the place where I will be scrolling. So I need to convert it into another symbol. Back scene scrolling. And here I will create my scenario. So now I will show my rulers, because I will use a guideline to know where it's starting and where it ends. So here I will delete the exceedance. Okay, and now I will add my trees. Yeah, I will apply a brightness so it will be also black. And then I will apply a tint to all the scene. And I will make also another type of tree, just very, very fast. And this should repeat itself. So be sure that this happens, okay? And we are ready to make the scrolling. And now this should be the slower one. I will apply here the tint. I will see if it's too dark or not. So let's do it like really slow, and let's put it with 700. Okay, 700 frames. And now it's the same. Okay, let's classic twin. And now here I have to adjust this also to 700. F5, and okay, this mountain here, I will not apply it here because it's harder for me to see. I will apply it here, the tint. Okay, yeah, so let's see. Okay, it's a nice effect that we already have accomplished here. So now what we need to do is to dedicate some more time improving our scenarios, but the parallaxing effect is done. So thank you all for watching, and see you in another opportunity. Bye bye and stay cool.